Careful? Oh, great. I will show you who's the boss. Uh-oh! It was winter on the island of Soto. Peter Sam puffed nervously along the line. His funnel had never been the same since his accident with some trucks. Now the pitching wind was trying to blow it away. They were fond of Peter Sam, but his special funnel had become quite a joke. The winter winds grew worse. The rain came too, turning hillside streams into torrents which threatened to wash the line away. Rusty the little diesel worked hard carrying workmen up and down the line. They were removing branches and trees so water could flow away. But one morning, Rusty's driver brought bad news. The important work took longer than expected. As days went by, the weather changed. It became frosty and much colder. The workmen finished at last. Peter Sam was most careful as he took the morning train over the maintained piece of track. Soon he approached the tunnel. It was short and curved, so his driver could not see right through it. Peter Sam was heading for trouble. Peter Sam came out of the tunnel a different looking engine. He no longer had his funnel, and he produced a thick cold icicle. They set off again, but without his funnel, the journey was very difficult. Then the fireman saw an old drain pipe lying beside the track. Peter Sam finished his journey with the drain pipe wired to his boiler. The other engines laughed, and Sargento sang a song about it. The teaching continued until at last the day came when his new funnel arrived. The Fat Controller proudly presented it. The Fat Controller laughed. Peter Sam's new funnel had special pipes which made puffing much easier. Even Sargento was impressed. The engines don't laugh at Peter Sam's funnel now. They wish they had one like it. You want your special funnel? Sir Hanto is very proud of his big sturdy wheels. They have broad tires and hold well to the rails, but they are unusual. One day the other engines would stop teasing him. Skarloey had a plan to make Sir Hanto see sense. The steamroller was making rude remarks about the engines. Later that morning, George was at the level crossing. Sir Hunter was chanting no nonsense. George chopped on, fuming. Later that day, Sir Hunter brought a special load down after the last train had gone. When he had reached the road, he saw George traveling home. Sir Hunter tried to attract his attention. George took no notice. There was barely room to pass. Sir Hunter was cross. Then there was trouble. Everyone was arguing about who was to blame. This made everyone stop arguing. They set to work cleaning up the mess instead. Next day, the workmen put up a fence between the road and the railway. Then they went away, taking George with them. Sir Hunter thought he had made George go away. He talked of nothing but steamrollers. But they had no need to do that. Some boys arrived instead. They pointed into the engine and cried, The hunter never mentions steamrollers now. Look at his steamroller wheels! With your grand wheels, Sir Hunter, you're just the engine to tackle George. That steamroller over there. Listen. Oh dear, he's worse than ever. I'm sorry my plan was no good. Keep your smelly feet away from my passengers. Passengers and freight do not mix.